Hi, my name is Taylor Wagner, and this is my head-to-toe checkoff.
I'm Natalie Van Syok, a nursing student, and I give my permission to be in this video.
Okay, so first I would start off by walking into the room, washing my hands, closing the curtain to provide privacy. Hello, my name is Taylor. I'm your student nurse today. Can you give me your name and date of birth?
Natalie Van Syok, 4/13/1998.
Awesome. So, do you know what I'm here for today?
Head-to-toe checkoff.
Okay, and then before we get started, do you have any previous medical conditions I should know about?
No.
Okay, so upon initial inspection, she appears to be a healthy young female. Her hair is evenly distributed. Her shoulders are symmetrical. She's sitting back comfortably. Her body looks symmetric. There's no obvious discoloration of her skin. It's tan with pink undertones. Her mood appears to be good. She's making eye contact when she's speaking and she's smiling. Next, I'm going to go ahead and ask, do you know where you are?
Yes, the hospital.
Okay. Do you know who you are?
Natalie Van Syok.
All right. Do you know who the governor is?
Mike DeWine,
And then do you know what year it is?
2020.
So my patient is alert and aware ×4. Are you feeling any pain or discomfort right now? No? Okay. If you were, could you rate it on a scale from 0 to 10?
0.
Okay, so no pain or discomfort. My patient is speaking clearly and intelligibly. It is a good volume for the situation. She is dressed appropriately for the situation as well. So next I'm going to go ahead and take her blood pressure and her heart rate. Okay, so first I'm going to start by taking her heart rate. All right. Okay, so her heart rate was 74 beats per minute, which is a normal finding for a healthy young female. Next, I'm going to take her blood pressure. Her blood pressure was 121/79, which is a normal finding. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and look at her heart rate for 30 seconds. Typically, you would do this when the patient isn't aware. Okay, so I'd say it's about 16 breaths per minute, which is again a normal rate of breathing. Her respirations were about 1 to 2 inches deep, which is again a normal finding. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and look at her head. So her head appears to be almost cephalic. Her eyes are symmetric. They're in line with her ears. Her nose is midline. Can you go ahead and smile for me? Her smile is symmetric and there's no drooping to be noted. All right, and next I'm going to look at your eyes. Can you just move them side to side? Okay, the sclera are white with red veins, a normal finding. And then pull your eyelids down for me. Okay, your conjunctiva are pink, no abnormal findings there. All right, next I'm going to check for perla. So I'm going to go ahead and measure your pupils. See, this one is about 5. your other pupil is as well. So both pupils are a 5, they're round. Next, I'm gonna check and see if they're reactive to light. Go ahead and find a spot at the wall, just look. Her pupils are reactive to direct light. If you could, yep. Yep. Alright, and her pupils are reactive to indirect light. Next, I'm going to check for accommodation. If you could watch the tip of my pen. Okay. And her pupils do converge and constrict. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and look at your arm. Is it okay if I touch you? Okay, so looking at her arm, she does have a secondary lesion right here underneath the crease in her elbow. There are also a few primary lesions scattered throughout. Her skin, there's no discoloration. It is tan with pink undertones. It's pretty consistent with the rest of her skin tone. So next I'm going to palpate, let you know if you're in any discomfort while I'm doing this, especially where tendons are. And then I'm going to be checking my patient's face during this as well to see if she's in any obvious discomfort. Any discomfort? No? Okay, I'm going to check for temperature now. Okay, so her arm was warm and then consistently got a little bit cooler down to her fingertips. Again, a normal finding. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and listen to your lung sounds. I'm going to put my stethoscope in each of the 10 areas, starting up by your clavicle. And then before that, I'm going to look at your chest. Sternum is at midline, her clavicles are even, her chest appears to be pretty normal. Go ahead and breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do this side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, her lungs sounded clear. I didn't hear any crackles, wheezes, or bronchi there. Alright, so next I'm going to listen to her heart sounds. So again, I'm going to be poking around with my stethoscope. Go ahead and breathe whenever. Alright, so first I'm going to start at the base of the heart where I hear my S2 sounds. So up here I'm going to start with the aortic. It's in the second intercostal right space. And then I'm going to move to the pulmonic, just in the second left intercostal space. And then Erb's point in the third intercostal space where I'd hear any murmurs. Alright, next to the tricuspid, which is in the fifth intercostal space. Okay. And then the mitral valve, which is in the fifth intercostal space as well. That is where I'd hear those S1 sounds at the apex of the heart. Okay, her heart sounded great. Next, I'm going to go ahead and look at your abdomen. If you could lie down flat for me. Then at this point, I would cover up the patient's chest, but expose their abdomen. Okay, so looking down, the abdomen is flat. I'm using the umbilicus as midline. The quadrants look symmetric. I'm going to go ahead and say the skin. There's no striae that I can see. The skin's pretty consistent. The tan with pink undertones all throughout her body. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and auscultate in all the 4 quadrants there. 2 spots. I'm going to start in the right lower quadrant. Then move to the right upper. Then move to the left upper. Alright, and then left lower. Okay, so I was hearing active bowel sounds, about 15 to 30 per minute. All right, so next I'm gonna palpate 2 spots in every quadrant. Just let me know if you're feeling any discomfort, and again, I'll check the patient's face for any signs of discomfort here. Moving to the right upper, left upper, and then left lower. Any discomfort for you? Okay. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and cover the patient back up and then move to her leg. Is it okay if I touch you? Okay. So looking at her leg, again, her skin is pretty consistent, tan with pink undertones. I don't notice any edema, don't notice any asymmetry. You do have a primary lesion right here, a scar. Do you know what you got that from?
Just following my shoulder.
Okay, and then she has a few primary lesions scattered throughout. I'm gonna go ahead and check for temperature. So her leg is warm and then gets cooler as you reach the feet. I'm gonna go ahead and check her foot, at the heel and in between the toes especially. So I don't notice any signs of skin breakdown here. Excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and palpate your leg. Let me know if you're feeling any discomfort while I'm doing this. I'm gonna be checking the patient's face as well during this time. Any discomfort? No? Okay. Awesome. All right, well next I'm gonna go ahead and uncover your other foot and just try to push up against my hands. Okay, and now push down. All right, so bilaterally I'd say her plantarly equally strong. Next I'm gonna check her dorsalis pedis. I'd say it's 1+ elastic. And then her posterior tibial. I'd say that is 1+ elastic as well. All right, thank you, Natalie. I'm gonna go ahead and reposition the patient for comfort, put the bed in the lowest setting, check for any IVs that she might have, ask what her comfort is, if she needs anything, document all my findings, and exit the room.